Hello students, how are you? Now we have to start the next part of the chapter number first. Okay, class 10th. In previous class we already studied the nutrition in amoeba, some part of nutrition in human being, buccal cavity. In buccal cavity we already studied tongue and teeth. Now one portion is remaining, that is the salivary gland. Okay. So what is the salivary gland? It is a just duct-like structure that is present in mouth, which is responsible for the production of the saliva. Okay, so we can say here the salivary gland, there are three pairs of salivary glands is present in our mouth. Okay, in our mouth, how many pairs of salivary glands are present? Three pairs of salivary glands are present, which is mainly responsible for the secretion of the saliva. Okay, what is the name of the three salivary gland? First one is the parotid gland, second one is the submaxillary gland, and third one is the subungular gland. All the three glands are collectively help in secretion of saliva. Saliva is alkaline in nature, okay, which is mainly responsible for the digestion of the starch, okay, because it contains one enzyme, in general we can say this Ileum or lysoenzyme, which can break down the starch into maltose. Okay, what is basic role of saliva? That is contain enzyme Ileum. Which enzyme? It contains Ileum, which is break down the starch into maltose. Okay, वो किसमें तोड़ देगा? Starch को maltose में break down कर देगा. Second role, it is make the process of mastification. What is mastification? The process of mixing of saliva with food material and convert the food material into a small ball like structure known as bolus. वो छोटे छोटे balls में convert कर देगा. This structure that is a ball like, that is known as bolus. Why form bolus? Because it is easy to engulf or easy to send inside the esophagus. During the process of mastification, we chew the food material at least 32 times and slowly mix the saliva inside the food to form a small ball-like structure. So what is the role? Salivary gland basically responsible for secretion of saliva. First thing is that. Second, it break down the food. Which food? Starch into the maltose in the form of the presence of enzyme Ileum. In mouth there is a partial digestion of carbohydrate. Starch is a kind of carbohydrate. Next one structure is known as esophagus. This long tube-like structure that is 25 cm length. Okay, एक लंबी सी structure जो कि buccal cavity को esophagus से जोड़ेगी. Okay. That is particular portion is known as the pharynx, a cup-like structure known as the pharynx and guarded by the epiglottis. एक glottis होगा और glottis के ऊपर एक flap-like structure present होगा. This flap-like structure is known as the epiglottis. That is separate the both respiratory tract with the digestive tract. Digestive tract को respiratory tract से separate out करेगा. Okay, it does not allow to enter the food toward the respiratory tract. वो respiratory tract में food material को allow नहीं करेगा. Now next one is that esophagus total length is 25 cm. There is no any process of digestion take place inside the esophagus. It is the only the tube-like structure that join the buccal cavity with the stomach. Stomach को buccal cavity से join करने के लिए एक लंबी सी tube होती है, that is known as the esophagus. How the food material come from mouth to the stomach? With the help of movement known as the peristaltic movement. Okay, the zigzag movement. The zigzag movement that is up and down. This movement is known as the peristaltic movement, which allow the bolus. What is bolus? We already studied. That allow the bolus from mouth to the stomach. Okay, there is no any role of esophagus in the process of the digestion. Okay, now here the structure is known as the stomach. It is J-shaped structure but is guarded by the wall. This is known as the sphincter wall. Okay, what is the role of sphincter wall? It is not allow the reverse flow back of food material. एक बार food material stomach में आ गया तो उसको वापस esophagus में allow नहीं करेगा. Okay, so that this wall is known as the sphincter wall, which not allow the food material to reverse flow back. Reverse नहीं जाने देगा. Next one, that is the J-shaped structure. This structure is known as the stomach. Okay, what is the role of stomach? Basic role of stomach is the storage. Okay, यहाँ पर food material 24 hour to 72 hours तक storage रहता है. What is role? Sorry, not 72 hours, 6 to 7 hours. Okay, so what is main role? That is storage of food material and partial breakdown of the protein. यहाँ पर एक फंक्शन होगा स्टोरेज का, दूसरा होगा पार्शियल ब्रेकडाउन ऑफ द फूड. एक तो ग्लूकोज ऊपर हुआ था, ग्लूकोज इज पार्शियली ब्रेकडाउन इन माउथ, हियर द प्रोटीन इज पार्शियली ब्रेकडाउन. ओके, सो इन स्टमक की बात की जाए तो इन स्टमक देयर इज स्टमक डिवाइड इनटू 3 पार्ट. स्टमक भी 3 पार्ट में डिवाइड होता है, कार्डिक, फंडिक एंड पार्डिक स्टमक. दिस वन इज द कार्डिक, पार्डिक और फंडिक. ओके, ये आपके कोर्स में नहीं है पर देख लीजिए, कार्डिक, फंडिक एंड पार्डिक स्टमक, 3 पोर्शन में स्टमक का डिवीजन होता है. ओके, नाउ इट कंटेन द गैस्ट्रिक ग्लैंड. इसमें ग्लैंड होती है गैस्ट्रिक ग्लैंड विच इज बेसिकली हेल्प इन सिक्रेशन ऑफ द हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड, HCl, concentrated hydrochloric acid. The pH of the concentrated hydrochloric acid is the 0.1 to 2. ओके, pH होता है 0.1 से लेकर 2 pH, इतना concentrated होता है. If we put 1 drop of this acid in our palm, it can burn hole and put downward. ओके, तो इतनी concentrated acid भी हमारे stomach में होगा. So stomach contain 3 things. First one is concentrated HCl. यहाँ पर concentrated HCl होगा, mucus होगा, और third one is enzyme. Okay, so what is the main role of HCl? HCl is mainly responsible for activation of enzyme. इसमें 2 तरह के एंजाइम होते हैं. First one is known as the pepsinogen. Okay, पहला एंजाइम कौन सा होगा? पेप्सिनोजन. ओके, HCl की प्रेजेंस में किसमें ब्रेक डाउन होगा? पेप्सिन में. पेप्सिनोजन बिकम ब्रेक डाउन इनटू पेप्सिन. और सेकंड होता है बच्चों में जो कि मिल्क प्रोटीन को डाइजेस्ट करता है पार्शली. मिल्क डाइजेस्ट नहीं होता है, इट डिवाइड पार्शली डाइजेशन ऑफ मिल्क. प्रोरेनिन बिकम कन्वर्ट इनटू रेनिन. प्रोरेनिन किसमें कन्वर्ट होगा? रेनिन के अंदर. ओके, सो व्हाट इज फर्स्ट फंक्शन? फर्स्ट फंक्शन इज टू एक्टिवेट द एंजाइम. Second one, to kill the germs or bacteria that present in food. हम बहुत सारा फूड मटेरियल खाते हैं. Okay, so they are not 100% pure. They contain at least some microorganism. This microorganism is killed by the HCl. कौन किल अप करेगा? They killed by the HCl. HCl उसको किल कर देगा. Third thing, that is mucus. What is the role of mucus? Mucus can protect the inner wall. This wall. Mucus can protect the wall of the stomach by action of HCl. Okay, HCl बहुत concentrated है, तो उसको कैसे प्रिवेंट करेंगे, कैसे प्रोटेक्ट करेंगे? सो किससे? बर्निंग ऑफ वॉल ऑफ स्टमक. स्टमक की वॉल जल जाएगी. सो द म्यूकस कैन फॉर्म अ कोटिंग ओवर टाइम. म्यूकस इसके ऊपर एक कोटिंग फॉर्म करेगा एंड दिस कोटिंग कैन प्रोटेक्ट द वॉल ऑफ स्टमक फ्रॉम द एक्शन ऑफ द हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड. So what are the stomach contain? Stomach contain first HCl, second mucus and third one enzyme. Okay, so what is the role of enzyme? Enzyme की बात की जाए तो स्टमक के अंदर 2 तरह के एंजाइम थे. फर्स्ट वन इज द पेप्सिनोजन. पेप्सिनोजन बिकम कन्वर्ट इनटू पेप्सिन. सो प्रोटीन, मैंने क्या बताया यहाँ पर? प्रोटीन. हम जो भी फूड मटेरियल में प्रोटीन खाते हैं, इट में बी एग, मीट, सोयाबीन, whatever they contain protein, milk also contain protein. So this protein is converted into simpler form. हमने digestion क्या पढ़ा है? Digestion is the process of breaking down of complex food into simpler to absorb by the body. ओके तो फूड मटेरियल को कॉम्प्लेक्स फॉर्म को सिंपलर में कन्वर्ट करना है ताकि हमारी बॉडी इसको क्या कर ले, एब्जॉर्ब कर ले. दैट इज व्हाई वी हैव टू ब्रेक डाउन. सो फर्स्ट पार्शियल ब्रेकडाउन ऑफ कार्बोहाइड्रेट, सेकंड पार्शियल ब्रेकडाउन ऑफ द प्रोटीन. प्रोटीन का पार्शियल ब्रेकडाउन करना है. ओके सो वी पार्शियली ब्रेक डाउन द प्रोटीन. हम जब प्रोटीन को पार्शियली ब्रेक डाउन करेंगे तो हियर which protein become convert into two part, peptone and protease. हमारा यहाँ पर प्रोटीन दो पार्ट में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा. फर्स्ट वन इज द पेप्टोन एंड सेकंड वन इज द प्रोटीज. टू पार्ट. ओके where the maltose is there, वहाँ maltose हुआ था. Here the Caceum can convert the protein into the peptone and pepsin. ये सब एंजाइम के नेम रट लीजिएगा, पढ़ लीजिएगा अच्छे से because it asked in the exam many time. Okay, now here the prorenin convert into renin. Okay, so they can be break down that protein on casein. Okay, casein को break down कर देगा and they can be absorbed by the child body. Okay, this protein, this enzyme is only present in the child, not in adult. Okay, one more enzyme known as lipase is also present in that stomach which help to break down of the lipid. Okay, the partial breakdown of lipid, so they can go to the small intestine. So this is the part of the stomach. What are enzyme, HCl and mucus. Third one structure known as the small intestine. Here another sphincter muscle is present. This sphincter muscle help to goes down that food material into the duodenum, not reverse flow. Okay, so whenever the HCl is mixed in food, it convert into the whitish color fluid. This whitish color fluid is known as the chyme. Okay, now food material come to the C-shaped structure which is the part of the small intestine. एक C-shaped structure में फूड चले जाएगा जो कि किसका पार्ट है, इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ द स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन. ओके, दैट इज नोन एज डियोडेनम. डियोडेनम that is carries the juice that is from the pancreas and from the bile. Okay, लीवर में से और पैनक्रियाज में से जूस आता है उसको कैरी करेगा which is alkaline nature and contain many type of enzyme like nuclease, like that lipase, next trypsin. Okay, and next one is the amylase. Many types of enzyme it contain which is break down the food material into the smaller form. So this one structure is known as the duodenum. Okay, the next one is long tube-like structure. This is also the part of a small intestine, and this structure is known as the jejunum. Okay, वो जो highly coiled structure होता है, this highly coiled structure contain various type of finger-like projections. These finger-like projections are known as the villi. Okay, these finger-like, हमारे स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन में ढेर सारे फिंगर लाइक स्ट्रक्चर प्रेजेंट होते हैं. दिस फिंगर लाइक प्रोजेक्शंस आर नोन एज विली एंड दीज विलीज आर हेल्प टू इंक्रीज द सरफेस एरिया ऑफ स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन. स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन का सरफेस एरिया इंक्रीज करेगा एंड आल्सो हेल्प्स टू एब्सॉर्ब द डाइजेस्टेड फूड. ओके, ये फूड मटेरियल जो हम डाइजेस्ट करवाएंगे उसको एब्सॉर्ब करने में हेल्प करेगा. सो first role increase the surface area, second role is to digest food material become absorbed by the villi. Okay, or here the digestion of the lipid, protein and carbohydrates take place in the small intestine. The last part that is known as the ileum. This one structure that join the small intestine with the large intestine. Small intestine को large intestine से जो part join करता है वो ileum कहलाता है. Okay, that next one structure is large intestine. The large intestine contains small finger-like structure. This finger-like structure known as the vermiform appendix. It is the ruminant organ in human being. Whenever we are an animal, it contains one enzyme known as the cellulase, and which is break down the cellulose into the smaller form, help in digestion of cellulose. But now we are not animal, but we are taking the roughage. हम अपने फूड मटेरियल में रफेज फाइब्रस फूड खाते हैं, दे आल्सो हेल्प इन डाइजेशन ऑफ दैट. Now, large intestine is again divided into the following part. First one is known as this structure. This structure is known as the caseum. वो जो पोर्शन है उसे हम क्या बोलेंगे? caseum. The next one, this structure length, इसकी जो total length होती है, sorry, this one is caseum. That one U-shaped structure known as the colon. वो जो next structure होगा U-shaped structure colon कहलाएगा. And the total length of the colon is 1.5 to 1.8. 1.5 से लेकर 1.8 मीटर की लेंथ होती है. उसका डायमीटर होगा 8 सेंटीमीटर. व्हाट इज टोटल लेंथ? 1.5 to 1.8 and 8 meter in diameter. What is role? It is help in absorption of water and certain types of medicine. हम जो खाना खाते हैं उसके इसमें जो वाटर होता है और various type of medicine we are also taking. So it is helps to absorb the medicine as well as the water from the food material and also store the food material for some instant of time. Now undigested food material become collected here. This bulb-like structure is known as the rectum. Okay, जो नीचे वाला पोर्शन होगा वो क्या कहलाएगा? रेक्टम कहलाएगा, which is stored the fecal material and is guarded by the anus. Okay, वहाँ पर नीचे एक पोर्शन प्रेजेंट होता है उसको anus, which is helps to remove the waste material from the body. वो हमारी बॉडी में से जो भी वेस्ट मटेरियल है उसको रिमूव करने में हेल्प करेगा. Okay, so these are the complete structure of the digestive system in the human being. The total length difference between the carnivorous and omnivorous animal, that is herbivorous and omnivorous, carnivorous animal is different. Herbivorous animal have a slightly longer alimentary canal because it is help in the digestion of the cellulose. The stomach is divided into 4 chambers. But in human being or other animal, carnivorous or omnivorous, it is the shorter structure, shorter part, which is only help in digestion of the food. Okay, so total different part of our alimentary canal is the mouth. Okay, here the partial digestion of the carbohydrate. Esophagus help in transfer of food material from mouth to the esophagus. Mouth to the stomach. Stomach is D-shaped structure, which is helping storage of food material, help in digestion of protein into peptone and protease, digestion of which protein? Caseum, with the presence of renin. Okay, along with 2 digestive gland, liver and pancreas, study in next part or next chapter, next session. Then U-shaped structure, which is part of the small intestine, duodenum, which is help in mixing of food with the pancreatic and bile juice. Okay, next structure, highly coiled structure, that is highly coiled structure known as the jejunum, and the last portion that join the small intestine with the large intestine known as the ileum. Okay, now this is the long ascending portion known as the caceum. Okay, यहाँ पर हमारे पास caceum होगा. Next U-shaped structure known as the colon, and where the absorption of water will be take place, medicine will be take place, and last where the storage of the undigested food material, that is known as the colon. So it is a complete structure of alimentary canal in the human being. Thank you.